Hi, this is Sarah. Sarah here from Crafting and Stamping. Sorry, I'm just trying to get organised. And I'm back with another quick video. And my quick video this week, I'm going to be using one of our Sale-a-bration stamp sets, which is at my pick of the week. And I'm using the Driving By. This is a great little set, can be combined as well with sentiment sets that you might have already got. So if you've got a sentiment set with a birthday sentiment in there, then it's great for this one with the balloons for a birthday, or this one with the gifts for a birthday. But today I'm going to just use the stamp set, and this is free with a £45 purchase during Sale-a-bration, which runs to the 28th of February. So, and what I've got here is I've already cut a landscape card base in Bumblebee. That's an A6 landscape card. And then I've got a layer of Poppy Parade, and that is cut to 5.5 by 3 7/8. And then I've got a layer of Basic White, which is cut to 5.25 by 4 5/8. We've got a tiny strip of Poppy Parade. I've not cut that specifically, I've just cut a narrow strip, and you can see that at the moment it's longer than the card that I'm going to be using, so we're going to trim a bit off. And then I've also used a bit of this paper from the spring catalogue, and this is our Hey Sports Fan suite, this paper here, and I'm just using the star pattern from it, and I'm sticking my stamps to the back of the catty. And I'm using also the resin stars that are also from that suite. So I've cut my DSP. We've got lots of different patterns in here. You could as well use one of these below and just use a narrow strip of it. We've got a lovely sunshine ray. We've got the base, I want to say baseball courts, I'm not sure whether it is. These are the different patterns we've got. There are also some fantastic patterns in the free papers, the Sale-a-bration papers that we've got at the moment, but I didn't want to sort of show two free Sale-a-bration products because you might not be able to run to £90 of purchases. So let's have a little look at how this comes together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp my car a little bit above where my paper is going to be. So I'm just laying it on. I've not stuck it down for the moment, just in case I make a mistake. And I'm going to get my car on a block here. Let's do it like that. Now today I'm using our markers, our Stampin' Right markers. So these are water-based, and because I'm using water-based, I'm using StazOn. If you're using a water-based ink marker, then you really need to use it with StazOn or it will bleed. If you're using alcohol pens, then you want to use Tuxedo Black. But if you use these with the Tuxedo Black, again, they will bleed. So you need the right black for the colouring medium that you're going to use. And I just thought I'd use these today. I've got Stampin' Right markers, but most people have got some coloured felt tips within their stash somewhere. So I thought I'll just show how these are really quick for colouring in. So I'm going to, as I say, stamp this onto here, and I'm going to still stamp it just above, and I want it to be driving into the picture. So I'm putting it at this end rather than at this end, and that's just one of those little art issues that it's good to have some space. If you've got something like this, you want some space for the eye to move into. And then I'm just going to stamp the sentiment I like to stand up so that I can see where I'm stamping, and I'll just stamp that up there. If you do make a mistake with where you stamp it, then you could always stamp that onto some extra card, cut it out and stick it over the top. So I'll just give it a few seconds for that to dry. It really won't take long, and I can be putting these layers together. So I'll just use my seal to put my layers together. And that, like I say, just gives a few extra seconds for the stays on to dry. But stays on does dry very quickly because it's an alcohol based ink. So I'll move that out of the way, and now we've got this, I'm going to just colour this in with my felt tips. I'm going to call them, but they're actually stamping right markers, and I didn't get out. I really could do with a grey. Gosh, I've made a mess and gone over the edge there. This is why I like the blends better, because I could fix that with the blends by using the colour lifter. But never mind. I wanted to show that if you've just got some felt tips in, you can get some nice results with this stamp set. I will be using blends later on in the week with some of the other images, so please stop back and see those. And I really should have put my glasses on for this. This is what happens when you start needing reading glasses as you get a bit older. But you can see that it's actually, you know, even though I'm taking a fair amount of care, it's not going to take me too long to colour this image in. So, and it's easier probably if I turn it around and just go up to the edge. And this is where, if I was using the blends, it really does blend the ink in so much better than the water-based stamping blends. So I'm using Night of Navy. What I've done is just pick out the colours that we've got in the papers and in the resin dots. So, and where I've just got that little balloon highlight, I'm just going to leave a little bit of white. So I'll use my red again and come around. My hand's not entirely steady for some reason this morning. I think it's because I've not got my glasses on to see what I'm doing. So, and I'm using Bumblebee because of course that's the one that we've got in the DSP. And then I'm just going to need to grab my black and grey markers for the wheels. Of course, if you haven't got those, let's have a look, what have I got here? Basic black, so we'll just use that. We'll use that on the insides and the outsides of the tyres, and then we'll do the other bit with a grey. And I think I'm going to grab my smoky slate, but you could use basic grey. And like I say, if you're not using stamping right markers, but you're just using some felt tips that you've got around the house, then it's a case of just using what you can that's close to. So as you'll have seen with the balloons, I've used 3 different colours. I would say that you want to try and get a close fit for whatever you're using for the actual car body with your paper, and then it doesn't really matter for the balloons. And I'm not doing very well at staying within the lines today. But there we go. Right, so I'll grab a grey and just finish off these. So having done the black, it doesn't matter too much if I go over the edges there. So there's the car finished. So like I say, it doesn't take too long to do. You might want to take a little more care, or if you're like me, put some glasses on. Now I'm actually going to use my liquid glue, green glue, for this bit, just because it helps me to be able to slide it into place. So pop a bit of glue around the edges like this. And of course in the set we've got 3 different vehicles, so I'm using the sports car on this, and there is actually, I'm turning this around because one edge of it is a little bit more faded, and I actually want that towards the base, but that's just a personal preference. You obviously go with whatever you prefer. So I'll put that on like that, and I'm just going to flip it over, and just needed to line that edge up a little bit. So, but because I've got the green glue, the Tombow, I was able to do that. So now I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on this strip here, and I don't need to go quite the way to the end. And I'm actually going to butt this up against there, and that then has the car. If I needed to, I could have moved that down just a little bit, but I'm happy with that. And turn this over, and I'll just cut away these extra bits from the back like that. And it doesn't really matter which glue I use for this bit. But I'm just going to glue that on now and put that on the card base that we've already put together. Alright, and get that centered like that. Just got a little bit of glue on there that needs rubbing off. There we are. And then just to finish it, I'm going to bring in, like I say, these resin stars that are part of that same suite, Sports Fan suite. And I'm going to actually put a few more of the blue ones on. We'll have one there like that, and one there like that, and I'll pick out a red one, put that there, and that's our quick card for today. So I'd already prepared the layers, but that was so that I could show that the colouring actually doesn't take too long. I do prefer the blends because you do get a softer look to it, but just wanted to show if you've just started crafting and you haven't got many supplies, but you've got some felt tips in the cupboard, then this is a great set to be able to colour in with. So please subscribe below to see my quick card every Monday and a quick tip every Friday, and a few extras in between, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks for stopping by.